Hey everyone, Mike with MJ Scale Modeling here. Bringing you the part 3 of the AB43 series. We're going to be not finishing it up today. I thought today was going to be the last episode on this AB43, but the dot filtering took up a lot of real estate when I was recording it. So this is not going to be the last one, the AB43. The next one is going to be the one where we're going to do all the touching up and the finishing touches and stuff like that. So today we're going to be doing a dot filter and stuff like that, and getting it nice and kind of weathered looking, throw a little rust streaking on it and whatnot too. So with that, I'd like to kind of segue into kind of just giving everybody a little bit of like an update about what I'm going to be doing with the channel. I got a lot of people talking to me about making sure that I talk about the type of products I'm using and stuff like that. So I'm going to start doing that and making sure I emphasize it a lot more. Because I do catch myself sometimes being like, everybody who's watching this probably knows more than me. Everyone who's watching this probably already knows. But then what's the point of making the video if you're not going to try to show people? So I'm going to start trying to do that a little bit more. And also there was a couple people mentioning about the music. In the description, the music, I actually have to put that in there. And the reason why is because I use free domain music, and a lot of creators who do the free domain music require you to put a section, a link in the description, in your description about their music. Not all of them do, but some of them do. And even if they don't, I like to throw in a little something, just because these people are artists, they're making music, and they're letting us content creators have it for free. So I mean, the least I can do is give them a little throw in there on my measly channel, you know. So that's why that's in there. That kind of has to be done. So I want to talk really quickly about this really cool new product and website that I came across. It's called bedlamcreations.com. They are this company that can make any water slide decal you want custom. How I came across it is, back when I first started scale modeling, I bought a 1/72 V17 Memphis Belle model from Revell. And I wanted to dedicate it to my wife. And how I did that was, when my wife was in high school, when we first started dating, she was a tennis champ. So I wanted to name this airplane Ashley's Volley. I wanted the nose art to be Ashley's Volley. And I went online and I found this pinup girl from the 1940s holding her tennis racket and stuff like that. And I had the words Ashley's Volley put in under it. And I sent it to them, and they want you to tell them the actual size, not it's for a 1/72 scale model or 1/35 scale armor. You have to actually measure out how big you want it, send it to them, and they'll make it. And I told them the one in the picture had, like, I think brunette or red hair. And I said, can you make it blonde? Because my wife is blonde. They were able to do that too. And they printed off these little tiny 1/72 scale nose art Ashley Volleys. I got 12 of them, I think. And it wasn't that expensive. So I highly recommend checking them out. They're not paying me or anything to say anything like this. I just thought it was a really cool product. You know, I hope I don't get a cease and desist letter in the mail, but if you're anything like me and you like customizing your models to your own flavor, then I would check these people out, because they're really cool. You know, I like to look back in my time in the military and look at, you know, damage and stuff like that on vehicles, and I go to camp and I look at the rust bucket plow truck we have, and I made the rust bucket, everything like that, and you know, and putting nose art, custom nose art on your model airplanes. I just think that was like the coolest thing ever. So go to bedlamcreations.com. I'm going to put their link in the description. And, you know, if you want anything like that, check them out, honestly. So with that, let's go ahead and get this model underway and move on. Okay, let's do it. Right here, I'm just getting the model ready for the dot filter and the decals. When you do a decal and dot filter, you don't want the model to be matte. You want it to be gloss. And since Tamiya gloss and stuff is so expensive, what I use is Pledge Revive It floor wax, and that stuff works really well. I don't put it through my good Iwata brush. I use my old Gocheer airbrush that I got off Amazon when I first started scale modeling. That baby's a workhorse. It did a lot of painting for me over the years, and it's living its second life, getting that floor wax on my models. So that's what I use for getting the gloss. And right here, when I'm putting on the decals, I use Mr. Mark Setter decal setter, and that stuff works really, really good. I used the Tamiya mark setter. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Just remember with the mark setter, be very sparing with it. Don't just go put it on because it can mess up your paint, especially the mark softer. That will also mess up your paint pretty well because that actually makes the decal almost kind of melt. So keep that in mind when you're using mark setter, mark softer. You want to use mark softer when you're going over panel lines and stuff like that. Now I'm just taking my fine detail oil brush and adding on my dots for my dot filter, and you're gonna just do an even amount of separate colors that you choose. The ones here I'm using, they're Windsor Newton oil colors, and they are burnt umber, burnt sienna, and lamp black. And I'm just adding them on in one area at a time, just dabbing them on ever so slightly. Nothing too crazy, just enough. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your flat oil brush and you're going to want to dip it into some turpentine, or what I prefer to use is turpenoid. It's odorless, and you're going to want to get it almost dry, not too dry, but almost dry, and you're just going to start brushing that on. And you're going to keep going over it again and again, rinse your brush again and again until you get the desired look you want. And it gives it a kind of a dingy, dirty look. You can add certain colors. You can add more orange. You can add more brown. You can add more black. When I'm working on gray German tanks, I like to add a little bit of white in there because it looks really good streaking on the gray when you use a little bit of white. But this one I'm just using, like I said, the burnt umber, burnt sienna, and the lamp black. It can be a little bit harder doing dot filters on like where I'm doing it right now on the back with the engine hatches and stuff like that. It can kind of really get the paint stuck at the nooks and crannies and stuff like that, and it can be a little frustrating, but it actually can pay off in the end because you can actually add a little more paint into certain areas where it kind of make it pop a little bit, and that can actually look really good. Just don't get frustrated. Just keep working at it, and remember that oil paints are movable. You can just move them anywhere you want, and they're really easy to work with. As long as you have a good gloss coat on there, it'll be really easy. So if you are interested in a odorless turpentine, like I said before, turpenoid works really well. This is the stuff right here, and you can get it at really any hobby store or craft store like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or anything like that. And it comes in a big jug, so you're not buying a little itty bitty bottle and trying to ration it out like I was when I buy my oil painting turpentine and stuff like that. You can just glug it right into a shot glass and use it, and it works just as good. And when you're doing your dot filter, be very careful when you're brushing. Like right here, I just broke off the machine gun mount. And the littler parts are very easy to break off. You can launch little door handles, you can launch little tiny antenna mounts, all kinds of stuff like that. So I've had pretty bad luck with this model so far. I dropped it a couple times, I launched it across the room, and I'm surprised it's actually still put together. I haven't just given up on it yet, but now it's a matter of honor to get it complete, I think. So it's shaping up though. And for accenting my panel lines, I use Tamiya panel line accent color. I actually have three colors. I have black, I have brown, and I have light gray. I'm not a huge fan of it, not really too impressed with it, but I've yet to find a better alternative. I tried thinning down black oil paint, and it didn't really work out so great. So anybody has any suggestions, let me know.